Hey guys, it's Miss Burb, and we're back. It's been 30 seconds since Backorder episode, so we're here to talk about Stormy Weather 2. And I'm still here with PB. I didn't kick her out since 30 seconds ago.
I'm still here.
Stormy Weather 2, people had concerns about it. I saw the concerns about it on Twitter before. It's like, oh yeah, an episode came out. So, people were concerned that, like, oh, it's just a recap, nothing happens.
Well, that's not true.
So, it's not true. I've taken inspiration from a Tumblr post that basically breaks down what is really going on with the episode. Once we get a French version of this episode, it might be interesting to go over all the dialogue.
Yeah.
So we're not maybe gonna do like an episode review per se, but more of like an overall, like not a piece by, like a play-by-play, but more of like a
overall thoughts.
What the episode was all about. So I might link the Tumblr post in the description of the video for you guys to go take a look at. So you read part of it.
I read part of it, yeah. Didn't have time to read all of it, but I read part of it.
So, like, it's basically the idea that it's a recap of sorts.
Yes.
Kind of like a what has happened so far in the season. On top of that, like, so there's
not even this season only, like in the seasons.
In the past, what has happened so far. And if you so there's supposed to be 5 seasons of Miraculous Ladybug originally. Now they might be up to 7.
What?
Yeah.
Really?
Originally, it was confirmed that there's going to be 5.
Yeah.
And now apparently there was something about like 5 more seasons that were ordered, so now we might be up to like 7, 8 or something.
Wow.
But okay, so if we go off the idea that there's going to be only 5, like when they wrote this, maybe, then, and also that the episodes are coming out of order because of production, like the production code order and everything. This could be coming smack dab in the middle of season 2.5.
Yeah.
So it'd be like a midway point for the entire show.
Yeah.
So maybe it's like okay, so far this is what has happened in the entire season, in the entire show so far in Miraculous Ladybug, what's been going on up until this point. And so people are like, okay, well, they just showed us clips of other episodes, which true, yeah, it does kind of makes it certainly easier for the production team when you can just take clips from stuff that you've already made. But we don't have to necessarily... The clips help us remember what has happened so far. So it's like, okay, in this episode, this happened, this episode. But the commentary is maybe more important.
Oh, absolutely.
Because it tells you about the characters. Like, what the characters are thinking. Because it's like the characters are narrating, but they're narrating from their own point of view. So we get to see what they think of the current situation and their hopes and dreams for the future.
Yeah.
So, and I mentioned did I mention, like, before, it's, like, the idea that, from the Tumblr post, it's, like, these characters are young. They're young adolescents, filled with hormones, and ready to do that thing that they call love that the adults do. So, basically, they have a narrow viewpoint of what love means, how the world is supposed to work, even though they're superheroes that save the day all the time, so they got pretty big responsibility. Well, responsibility or not, maybe Gabriel would clean up after them if, like, you know, he actually won one day.
Maybe
the day that Hawkmoth wins.
I kind of want that to happen just to see what it would look like. Maybe
a dream scenario. Maybe like the
definitely.
The Christmaster, but like a Hawkmoth wins.
I'd be down to watch that.
And he's just like wallowing in pity and like depression. He's just like, what have I done? And so it's so I might actually, so once the French version comes out, I might actually go back and listen to all the French audio and the French dialogue, which is like the original one that Thomas wrote, so it might be a little bit more accurate than the English, to see what is really going on. In the English, though, they use the word change a lot, so all about change and how they've evolved over time. And the thing is that maybe as we're looking for something a lot more obvious, like when we watch the show, for them to tell us or whatever, but the show might be doing it a lot more subtler.
Subtly? I don't know how to pronounce
subtler.
In a subtle way.
In a subtle way, what has actually been going on, and small steps could be taken, steps. Like Marinette in Backwarder, where she finally actually writes a letter, and now Adrienne and her in this episode she's like, oh yeah, Adrienne and I were now their friends. Yes. Which is a difference from the first episode where she didn't talk to him at all. Maybe
angry. She was like, ugh, you're friends with Chloe. Ew.
So there's also the example of Chloe just she doesn't understand how change works, which is why she goes after Aurora Aurora, not the princess, the weather girl, and she's not even supposed to be the weather girl.
Yeah, she lost.
She lost. Her name was Mylène.
Oh, I don't know.
Anyway, she lost to the other girl.
That's the whole point of the first Stormy Weather, that she lost.
And now she's just okay. And also, they refer to it as a GPA. Your GPA dropped a point. A GPA. Oh. It was something like.
Yeah.
But that's for university.
Yeah, they're in
high school
or whatever it's called.
Maybe the French high school things, they do that too.
Maybe they're more advanced.
So
or maybe that's just the English translation from the actual word.
For whatever term.
Yeah.
Maybe they use a term in France, but then they couldn't find a translation.
Yeah, maybe.
So.
Maybe.
But that's just the whole thing's about change. So Chloe not being able to understand how people change in the end. So, and Adrienne, there's
which is weird because she, in the past, she's been going through all this, with the Queen Bee arc, she changed herself, but she still reverts back to being, the bully or
maybe
whatever.
She thinks that she understands that there is some good in her, but she just thinks that she's a bully forever. Mm-hmm. She's not able to understand that she can move on from being a bully. Move on from being that person that she always was, and she has to be able to be a hero and be a villain at the same time. The anti-hero.
The anti-hero.
There's that. Was there anything really significant out of Alia and Nino?
That they almost kiss, but then they get interrupted.
From, the sisters or whatever?
Yeah, but I love how much they love Nino, too. They all just huddle around them and hug him and welcome him into the family, and I'm like, that's cute.
Maybe that was what the Tumblr post was talking about, was the family. How basically they've accepted Nino as, one of their own. There's Natalie. Natalie was maybe one of the most revealing.
Yeah.
Or whatever, because we get to actually... Okay, so for one thing, Emily is sleeping.
She is
into a deep sleeping, and she apparently is getting confirmed, and apparently she's getting worse.
Yeah.
She just continually degrades into a deeper and deeper sleep. So
Natalie seems to be getting worse as well. She keeps coughing.
And now she's coughing. She coughed again, maybe the first time since the actual episode where we see her use the Peacock Miraculous.
Yes.
And so she regrets taking the job, confirmed that she does have feelings for Gabriel.
For sure. Which I feel
well, they're adults. Adults can love too.
Yeah, but he's married. And he's
married to a dead lady.
She's sleeping. She's literally the Sleeping Beauty. I don't know.
She's sleeping.
But also, he's doing all of this to help her, to save his wife.
Well, we already knew that.
Yeah, but from Natalie's perspective, it's
she loves him, but he keeps chasing after another lady.
Yeah,
he's pretty much dead.
And who he's legally bound to because they're married and they have a child together.
Can you register her as dead at some point?
But she's not dead yet. She's just sleeping.
Do you think that's Do you think the show is just not letting her die?
Yeah.
Big quotation marks. She's just not dead.
Yeah. I don't know.
I was watching this other show, and it's the How to Train Your Dragon show.
Oh, yeah.
Okay, so I'm not gonna say I'm not gonna say who it is or whatever, but they kill off a character, and it's just you just see the reactions, and you see a knife fall or whatever, and I'm just okay, and they're oh, he's dead, and I'm
Because they don't show it.
They don't show the body. So you're just like, okay, so is he dead in a kid's show we can't show the body dead? Or is it he's dead, wink, wink, wink. I'm totally not dead, I'm gonna come back kind of scenario.
No idea.
I'll tell you what it is after. So it's that, basically. But she might actually just be sleeping, you know.
Yeah.
Either that or it's a case of, you know, dead corpse trying to revive my wife.
Because then it would be like necromancy, and I don't think they'd want to.
Necromancing her.
I don't think they'd want to bring that into a kids show.
She's sleeping. So there's Natalie. There's, and she regrets taking the job. She loves Adrienne.
She loves Gabriel too.
She loves Gabriel. And she took the job because she loves Gabriel or something.
I don't know. Money.
Money. So there's Gabriel, there's Marinette, there's the whole thing where it's like, there's, Ladybug makes a pun. Yes. And then Cat Nora's like, yeah. And she's like, oh, it's good to have change. It wasn't a cat pun though, but it was a pun.
It was cute.
Okay, let's talk about the volcano. You show this huge volcano and an Armageddon, like, end of the world situation, and it gets resolved, and we don't get to see nothing, okay?
The volcano never erupts. It never even goes.
Well, it did the thing where it pushed the planet off its axis, or whatever, rotation of the Earth, and...
But, like, where's the lava? Where's the explosions? Where's the fire?
Where's the dead bodies? And we don't see anything.
A lot of people were saying, like, they probably blew their budget on that volcano and then, like...
like, come on.
Yeah.
Look, okay, Miraculous Ladybug, the franchise, is making money, so, like, Zag, give them budget.
Come on.
Make another episode where we get to see what happens. Like, the random...
Yeah.
Remember the volcano when the planet almost died?
Do a flashback to that episode.
They just, like, remember what that happened? And then we get to see what they actually did and how they
Yes.
defeated her.
Let's go.
Yeah. Oh, actually, okay, so there was Stormy Weather, so we bring her back. She doesn't change appearance. She just has the same appearance. But then Hawkmoth, the way he introduces himself to her is, like, the people think that you're not gonna change. They're right.
Yeah.
And he does this with, like, this dead set face, like, you know, like, I am sick of this, or I'm whatever. People never change. They only grow. So,
But
what does that say?
growing is changing, though.
Growing, well, maybe they don't think that. So, is that saying that Gabriel thinks that he always was a villain? He was never a villain, he just gained the ability to become more villainous?
Good question.
Maybe
Maybe he was already
psycho.
Maybe he doesn't see it as being a villain. He just sees it as becoming even more determined and becoming even like.
So he was already a man that was out to get what he wants. He made himself
Yeah.
in the industry, and now he needs his wife. I'm gonna go after her.
Yeah. Maybe.
That kind of thing. So, there's that, and then they just finished the episode, and yeah. So, overall, Stormy Weather 2, it might be a thing. Like, read the Tumblr post, and it might give you a different perspective. I think I might actually have a different perspective of the series as a whole now because of that
Okay.
Tumblr post. Because now it's like, okay, they're kids.
They are kids.
Like, treat them as such, and they're just gonna
And they're
do
in
stupid
charge
things.
of keeping Paris safe, and they're 14.
And they're 14-year-olds. So, yeah, so, like, it's maybe not an episode, but
Yeah.
it's a look back and
It's good.
it's like a video essay on what has
Plus-
happened.
Plus, we get to be even more frustrated at Adrienne when he was like, "Oh, their handwriting looks the same."
The handwriting looks similar.
And then
they
he's
just
like,
they just have similar handwriting.
and then it's like, it can't be.
Oh.
Never mind.
But then that's it. It comes back into the whole Tumblr post of, like, you know, he can only love one person at a time, or that's what he thinks. So anyway, You have anything else to add, or are we just
Not really.
like, man? Okay, so that was certainly an interesting episode.
Yes.
Go read the Tumblr post, and maybe we'll have to start thinking about this show a little bit differently.
Yeah.
So maybe that's what Thomas wanted. Maybe he was sick of all of us.
Maybe he was like, okay, fine, I'm gonna feed you this episode and then shut up. Make you shut up.
Look, people understand what I'm trying to do. So, yeah. So, thanks for listening.
Yes, thank you very much.
And we will see you guys in the next episode or theory, because I am going to work on a theory video.
And there is an episode coming out today, supposedly.
No, there is not, because Family Channel has not received them.
Ah.
So we are back on schedule of nothing coming out.
Cool. So now, drought.
Drought season. No, it's called theorizing time. It gives us time to think. Okay,
yeah.
that's what it is. So we'll see you guys next time. Miss Burbs out.